everybody, welcome to Down Home Backyard Gardening. I wanted to do something today that I've been waiting to do for about 3 months, I guess, and that's do a potato harvest. Now I know what you're thinking, hey goofball, it's the beginning of January, shouldn't be really growing potatoes, but I am, because I planted some pantry potatoes in this garden about 3 months ago, and now it's time to harvest. So I have no clue what's about to happen, but I'm going to show you. Okay, for a recap, about 3 months ago, maybe 4, like I always do, I find potatoes in the bottom of my pantry that have eyes sprouting on them. And ever since about 3 years ago, when my oldest daughter was like, Dad, just throw them in the garden, see what happens, that's what I've been doing. And I normally get a pretty good harvest, but I've never done this late in the year, as in late last year. So it's January 15th? I don't even know what day it is. I think it's January 15th. We're gonna dig this up because if you remember how this looked about a month ago, 2 weeks ago, this section of the garden, everything was alive and blooming and going great. The potato plants were sprouting and going nuts. And now, yep, they're all dead. So I'm gonna dig up this entire section right here and see just what we have growing down there. Now, this is the only time I will disturb my ground. I don't like to dig into the ground. I don't like to turn the ground. In fact, I do a no-tilling method of gardening. I will not till the ground. I won't turn it over. I'll just add amendments to the top, new soil, new compost, things like that, and just let everything seep down into the existing soil. So this is the only time that I actually dig into the soil. This and whenever I'm doing harvesting sweet potatoes, or when I'm planting meat, old meat, vegetables, things of that nature that really jumpstart the gardens, which I'll be doing a video on that here in about a month or two. But if you want to see some of the old videos of me doing that, I'll put a link to one of them right here. Okay, one thing I wanted to mention is I got this for Christmas in 2022. And I'm going to use it today. Because you know what? My back hurts and the ground is wet. So why not use it? Give it a shot. I think it'll be pretty good. Also, about 3 Christmases ago, I got this little tool. It's from Garden Guru. This is not a sponsored video. I have no affiliation with them. But hey, if y'all are watching, hit me up. But on a serious note, this tool is awesome. Edge on one side, measuring on this side. This thing is really cool. I really like it. Garden Guru. If I can find a link, I will put a link to this down below, but I don't know. Okay, y'all, and just like that, I cannot believe I already have the first potato. Look at that, first plant. So I don't want to jinx myself, but this might actually really work out, because if you really look closely, all of these that are dead are potato plants. So there should be potatoes at the bottom of each of these plants. Hopefully, more than just one, but we'll see. Here we go. Look at that, y'all. Already another one. Look at that. Holy crap. Look at that. Are we joking here? Seriously. Okay, I'm not sure I found glass in my garden. Not really happy about that. Look at all these potatoes, y'all. Okay, so we're barely even into this, and I've already got that many potatoes. I'm really shocked, but what I'm doing with this is I'm putting it in the soil slowly, feeling. You'll be able to feel if you're hitting a potato, and as long as I don't feel anything, then I'm bringing it up. And I'm also watching out for that right there. I definitely don't want to mess up my water line, so that's what I'm doing with this tool, going in underneath and just bringing it up nice and slow, making sure that we're not piercing a potato or anything else that we don't want to hit. Look at all the potatoes, y'all. Okay, I have no clue what happened to this potato. I'll wash this thing off and show it at the end of the video, but that is crazy. Wow. Okay, y'all. I don't think I've ever seen a black potato before. So, anyone out there knows if that's what the deal is with a black potato? These were red potatoes, but these are black. Like, look at that. I have no idea what to do with these. Definitely not going to eat them. Marigolds. Right here. Oh. Oh. See that? Look at the size of this one right here. I mean, not this one. Look, it's another one that's split open. Look at the size of that potato. Well, thought it was bigger. Well, it sure looked a lot big. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with that. Look at that. That's a really good potato right there. I'm happy. Now these are all pepper plants that probably won't survive the winter, especially not the freeze that's coming, but I'm gonna leave them out here. You just never know. Another little Yukon. And then, hey, when you're digging in your garden, you should always be looking for punks like that. That thing is about to die. Hey, y'all, this is a really old basil plant. It's been here for like 2 years. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. It'll come back. Look, one right on the surface. Probably don't want to eat that one. I don't know. That doesn't look good. Look at that thing. Looks like an everlasting gobstopper from Willy Wonka, right? Okay, that right there means something is in here eating on this potato. Look at that. Just nasty, right? Ugh. Probably one of those grub worms I found. Okay, y'all, we're done. 10 minutes is all it took to harvest all those potatoes. Now, one thing that you probably noticed as I was harvesting, now I know I had a lot of this in fast forward, because I mean, you want to watch 10 minutes of me digging in the ground? No. I don't want to see 10 minutes of me digging in the ground. So, one thing you did notice though, I hope, is that how I could just slide my hands in underneath the soil and bring it up. That is what you want for your garden. You do not want a compacted soil. You want a loose, well-draining soil full of nutrients that you don't disturb. That way the worms and all the mycorrhizal fungi and all the networks that get created inside the soil aren't disturbed throughout the year. But again, this is the only time I'll actually dig into the soil. And I found that little punk right there who's coming out of hibernation just to die. So again, when you are digging into your soil, you should be looking for a lot of things. 1, that your soil's not compacted. 2, pests like that. 3, worms. You want to see worms in your soil. That means your soil's good to go. You got lots of air going in there, nutrients. The worms are, you know, releasing all their castings and everything in the soil. So your soil would be super nutrient rich and ready to rock and roll. Now, the only thing I have left to do for this side of the bed, because as you can see, the Swiss chard is still growing great. I'm gonna let that go until it dies. The garlic, I can't touch any of that part of the bed until at least April or May, when those are ready to be harvested. But from here over, once that Swiss chard is dead and gone, or I just pull it out here very soon, I just amend the entire top of that bed with a thin layer of garden soil across the top, and then another thin layer of compost on top of that. And then March 1st, again, is the last expected frost date for my area here in Zone 9A in the North Houston area. I'm ready to rock and roll and get things planted. All right, everyone, that's the video. Now, I was not expecting anything good at the beginning of this video, to be completely honest. But I cannot argue with that right there. I cannot complain about that. And some of these are big potatoes For sure. Now, one thing I did not mention is that not all of these came out of the pantry. All the red potatoes I actually tried to grow over there over the summer in those bins. And I got like 3 to 5 of the red potatoes, and I honestly had left them sitting on top of the soil and they started to sprout eyes. So when I noticed those and the pantry potatoes, I said, you know what, let's just do it. Threw them in this section of the garden, and then obviously you can totally see how many potatoes I gained from literally only planting, I want to say 7 or 8, maybe 9, but I think it was 7 or 8 potatoes in this section of the garden. So again, if y'all have those kind of things sitting around, do something with them. You never know what will grow. You just don't. This is gardening. You're experimenting all the time and constantly learning. If y'all enjoyed this video, if you learned anything from it at all, if you just think I'm a goofy guy and you want to keep watching, then by all means, like the video, so share the video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. I would absolutely love to have all of you join all of us on this continuous gardening journey together. Everyone take care, God bless, and I'll talk to y'all again real soon. Bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Down Home Backyard Gardening, as I'm looking all over the place. All right, hey everybody, welcome. Are we joking here? Seriously. I sure hope that was on camera. Compacted soil. You want a light. All right, let's see just how crazy shaped this potato is. You're probably wondering why I'm not doing this outside. Well, I've wrapped all my pipes, so I can't. Look at this thing. I have never seen a potato do that. That is crazy. Wow. Funky, funky shape. All right, let's see this everlasting gobstopper potato here. Oh, I just broke part off. Doggone it. Look at that. That little goofy shaped thing. I know it's just a bunch of them all together, but I just think it's funny.